Hello and welcome to my channel. Well, in part one of this, we were looking through Atlanta Cutlery's summer catalog, and I got about halfway. I did it in a live stream. I got up to like right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue this, but I'm going to post this as an instant premiere or a premiere or something like that, because it was hard to do this and read all this stuff and keep up with the chat. Even though there weren't a whole lot of people there, I thank everyone that showed up, but still, it's kind of hard to do, you know, chew bubblegum and walk at the same time on this kind of thing. But anyway, we've gotten up to this page, and let's just go ahead and continue on from there. All right, so we'll switch over. Now, like I said, this was before internet was really widely, available, and people were doing a lot of online shopping and everything. Before the internet, this is how I looked at and tried to figure out what kind of knives I would like to get. And a lot of times my catalogs would be circled. I'd have pins and I'd circle something. Oh, I want to get that. Oh, I want to get that. And whenever I got some money, whenever I had some money available, I'd have to narrow it down, like, ooh, got all these things circled. What am I going to get out of it? American military knives. And so I would narrow it down. I believe I got my first Air Force, survival knife. They'll probably get it like over here. We'll get to that on that page. But this just shows the US Machete. Yep, I believe I purchased my machete through them. $12.95. Now remember, this is 1993. So $1 in 1993 is worth $2.05 today. That was as of that Google search with inflation. I don't know. Anyways, roughly double the price. So if you would have bought any of these things at those particular prices, look at this case, V42 Dagger. That was still a high price for back then. $129. So that'd be like $260 today. It's probably worth more than that if you have one brand new, in a box. At auction a couple of years ago, a mint specimen sold for over $3,000. That's like an original V42. See, they give you a lot of history with this, too. They don't just... I mean, sometimes they do. All right. And so you got these different scabbards and sheaths that you could get. Pretty good prices. Pretty good prices. Then we get over here to the good stuff. The K-bar. So right there. Let's see. Can we see that? I think it is an original K-bar. It's kind of upside down. Yep. K-bar. Olean. New York, I think. $32.95. Those are going for about like 70 or 80, something like that, roughly. I haven't looked up. I haven't verified all these prices. USMC Combat Knife. See, they didn't call that one a K-bar, did they? See? High carbon steel, $21.95. Man, that's a good price. Air Force survival knife. Look at that. $18.95. Those are going for about $50 right now. So they're more than double the price. 5-inch Parkerized steel. Saw teeth on the back. The pommel is heavy metal nut that can hammer. Built-in leather handle. Regular issue leather sheath with metal reinforced tip and sharpening stone. Yeah, the first one didn't have a metal reinforced tip. And apparently they were jumping out of airplanes and finding the tip of their knife sticking out at the end because they landed with such force. Navy Mark III combat knife. Electrically insulated. I saw that right there. $29.95. That's another nice one. Look at that. It's got a nice clip going on. I never got one of those. I was always wanting to get one. M4 bayonet. Or M7 bayonet first. Speaking of M4 bayonets, Midway has a bunch of brand new M4 bayonets and stuff. They're about like $100 and something. But if you want some of those, you should check that. Midway USA. We're not affiliated with them or anything like that. Trench knife. The M3 trench knife. $35.95. Camillus. Camillus. Camillus was the original contractor of the M3 trench knife in 1943 and 1944. They made each of these knives to the original government specifications. The guard is stamped US M3 Camillus. The 6 9/16 inch long blade has a sharpened back edge. The steel pommel is marked with ordnance bomb symbol. The handle is 8-grooved leather, just like the old ones. He is with the old ones. See the U.S. Military Knives Book 3. That was a Star Trek reference when they found this android. He was with the old ones android. Nice sheaths and everything. See? You could have got these at decent prices back in '93. You can still get some of these. U.S. Camillus reissues the USMC knife and M4 bayonet. Ooh, look at that. Decent price, too, for a reissue. They were original manufacturer of the M4 bayonet with the Marine Corps fighting knife. Now Camillus is reissuing high-quality versions of these historic knives that collectors have been eagerly awaiting. USMC fighting knife. Camillus shipped the very first UMC knives in January 1943 with their current versions. They present a nicer sheath than they gave to the Marines, stamped with USMC initials and logo. The brown leather handle is polished and smooth, unlike the unpolished and rough ones we gave to the Marines, because they were rough and tough. The marked side of the 7-inch blade bears the USMC Tang stamp. Blade guard and butt are phosphated as per original military specs. 12 inches overall. $25. Man, for Camillus, even nowadays, I'd gladly pay $50 for one of those if Camillus had this. That's one I'd snag if I went back in time. That in the case. All right, here's the M4 bayonet. Here'd be another one I'd snag. I've got an M7 bayonet. It fit my M16 that I had, and it fit my Mossberg 590. I had a bayonet adapter on it. It had the heat shield and everything else, like a trench gun. It fit both of those. But I never had I had an M1 carbine, but I never had the bayonet for it because mine was a civilian version. I think it was made by Universal, and it was all usually made of surplus military parts, but it didn't have that band on the end where you had the bayonet lug. I could have gotten one. I had a clamp-on thing for it that had two for it that would basically fit over the front sight and then tighten down with a wing nut. And one was a flash suppressor. It was a big cone type of thing. And then the other one was a muzzle brake. You really didn't need a muzzle brake on the M1 carbine because it's basically the length of a .357 Magnum round and about the same kind of velocity, like 110 grain bullet. But anyway, I never got that bayonet for it, but that would have been cool to have. $35.95. All right, what do we got? A Commando folder here. 440B modified stainless steel. Whoa, so futuristic. $37.90. Aitor in Spain. Compact Commando. Now available in popular smaller size to travel undetected. 3 3/8 inch long blade, 4 3/8 inch closed. All right, who we got here? Spanish paramilitary knife. $29.95. Designed for those with survivalist or paramilitary interest. All right, you got to have those two interests, and this thing was designed for you. Features a 6¼ inch long high carbon martinistic stainless steel blade. Comes from martinistic. No, I think that there's a stainless steel. I don't know if this is it, but there's one kind of stainless steel is magnetic and the other one isn't. And you can't always tell the difference between stainless steel with a magnet because some are non-magnetic, and I think they call them like, I don't know, I may be in way off left field on here, but anyways. The deeply scalloped saw teeth rip through hemp. Uh-oh, what are you doing ripping through hemp fields? Nylon rope or canvas with little resistance. All right, okay. Patterned after the Spanish issue military knife with the traditional reverse handle, reverse curved edge, created by Hilado Muela of Spain, premier knife making family. The handle is Zamac, a high grade casting alloy. I think that's like zinc. Zamac. Here cast directly into the tang for the strength. All right, is that what you did? Black chrome finish, OD raised rib scales, or glass-filled nylon. FRN, basically. Brass rivets. Sheath is glass-filled nylon with Cordura belt loop. Retaining strap. Weight 10 ounces. That's not bad. No, I would have bought that. Earthquake, calm down. French Foreign Legion knife. Wow, you get to be in the Foreign Legion if you've got this knife. Wow. The story of these famous French Foreign Legion knives began in 1917. Well, that was just the other day. The year the Enfield rifle was made by Remington, Winchester, and Eddystone for the U.S. Army in World War I. When the Allied Expeditionary Force came home from France, they left many of those rifles and bayonets behind to aid the French army. Years passed. And then, while the French were bogged down in Algeria, they reshaped some of these 1917 bayonets into fighting knives for the French Foreign Legion. They shortened the blades to 7½ inches long, trimmed the quillions, and made the bayonet stud inoperative. Next, they shortened the scabbard and made a new leather frog rivet, and parkerized the metal. You're parkerized. These unique knives still have the Remington and Winchester trademarks stamped on their ricasso, 12 inches overall, $65. At double this price today, that would be a steal for these things, man. These are not made anymore. Commando Dagger. Now, see, whenever they say that, you gotta make sure copy of the military contract, $29.95. So this one, at this time, it says it's made in Sheffield, England. So at least you got this. It's not a Chinese copy. That's all I was trying to say is watch out. $29.95. That's not bad. Canadian police knife. One look and you'll understand why the Lakota Pro Hawk is the official knife of the Sûreté du Québec. I'm going to screw that one up. Quebec's provincial police force. The 3¾ inch long blade is made of Os 8A stainless steel by Mokai, one of Japan's most esteemed knife companies, with a V grind. Not a Z, a V. 5 3/32 thickness, a thumb notch for power cutting, and a choil cut grip for grip operation. This blade is as rugged as the Rockies. Contoured blade, micarta handle, stainless steel bolsters, blast liners and pins, leather belt pouch, 4 3/4 inch close. $125. Wow. I don't know if those things are double in price nowadays. Maybe, probably. I don't know. Who knows? Admiralty knife. Here you go. You get to be promoted to the British Admiralty right here. From the British Navy, this genuine Royal Navy issue knife is complete with a broad arrow contract number and date. Made in England of the famous Sheffield steel. This knife is as tough as the stevedores who used it for scraping barnacles and cutting rope. Hey, get that barnacle off here. It has hardwood handles and finger grooves and brass pins. Oh, I see the finger grooves. Do you get the binoculars with it? It has a hardwood handle, finger grooves, and brass. This 8 1/4 inch knife includes a molded all leather sheath. The blade measures 4 3/8 inch, $21.95. I'd buy that one too. Sold. Let's go back to 93, everybody. Let's go back to 93. German Advanced Combat Knife. Yeah, look at that. It's got the... They copied this from the AK-47 bayonet. They had that wire cutting thing in there, and everybody thought, oh, we need one of those. We need one of those because it'll eliminate... Used to be they had separate wire cutters that you would have to use if you're going to go through wire and stuff like that. And then they figured out that, ooh, if you insulate the handle and you incorporate it in the back of a bayonet that's also insulated, you could cut electrical wire like electrified fence. I don't know how much you run into that in the military, but it's another one of those things that sounds like a cool gadgety thing. Ooh, $179. Wow. That is a lot, man. I don't know. Ekhorn. Weighs just 1 pound. Yeah, see, they give you a lot of history in here. Ekhorn Sologen. See, here they are cutting wire, cutting barbed wire. There's a cat knife. I still need to get one of these. I'm gonna get one. I just haven't gotten around to it. They're just a basic, kind of knife. But look at that. What other knife you got? It's got a black kitty jumping over something. He's jumping over that K55. Sologen cat knife has been issued to soldiers of the Wehrmacht for over 75 years. These knives saw plenty of trench action in World War I and World War II. Today, the knife has been made just like always has been made. Sharp, 3 1/4 inch. Man, can you imagine that? You're in a trench and all you've got is a 3 1/4 inch blade. Man, they usually had on heavy coats and ammo carriers and all those stuff, and you're supposed to go through all that with 3 inches? Well, you can't do a body shot. You would have to go for something else. But anyway, let's not get into trench warfare right now. Just say, man, they had it rough. You should see America's trench knives, man. I got one. It's got brass knucks in it, a skull crusher, long double-edged blade, like 7 inches long or something, There you go. That's what if you're gonna get into a trench warfare and you ran out of a shotgun and your pistol was empty, and you're down to a knife fight, man. I mean, yeah, if you know what you're doing with a knife, but still, can you imagine? That's all you got. It's a 3.5 inch blade. There you go. That's it. You got to do all your damage with that. Well, you can, but I mean, there's a reason why they limit the knife laws to that depth. Is because if you look at the human torso, a lot of your vital organs are, beyond 3 inches. You get much beyond 3 inches, then a poke, you're going to have to compress a lot to get. Anyway, like I said, we don't want to get into trench warfare. I've noticed that some channels, they even can't say, they spell out words. They go WAR. Like that's going to stop them from getting into trouble. When I put this one up, I'm not talking about current events or anything. World War I and World War II were a long time ago. I'm just talking about what actually happened in there. I'm not encouraging anything. Things you got to watch out for, man. It's crazy. History, censorship, all right? The cat knife. Look it up before you slam me. All right, here we go. See what the Hungarian Airborne did. Ooh, recon throwing dagger. Wow. One of the first things they tell you is never throw your knife. The military combat knife was developed for an elite parachute battalion in communist Hungary. It's a sturdy general-purpose military field knife that doubles as a throwing knife in an emergency. Yeah, let's just throw this thing away. Designed to be thrown from the scabbard. Oh, wow. That's different. You just hold it like that and whee! Oh, wow. That's weird. See the things you learn in this little book here? Designed to be thrown from a scabbard, this knife has an effective range of 5 to 7 meters. Yeah, it depends on what you're throwing at, too. The main body of the sheath, which attaches from the belt loop by a quick-release catch, is metal lined with ball-bearing detent at the mouth, which helps provide a consistent release. The 7 3/4 inch long blade is 3/16 inch wide and 5/32 inch thick. The textured cast plastic handle includes the official parachute emblem, 12 7/8 inches long, 1 pound 2 ounces, a terrific addition to any knife collection from $149.95. So we can zoom in here and see a parachute. I see something that kind of looks like a parachute or somebody making something in an oven. It looked like a pizza oven to me. Oh well, let's continue on here because we're getting to military-issued Kukris. Now I know I bought one of these from either this or a Sportsman's Guide back in the day because I had just a regular, yeah, like this guy, just a regular kind of Kukri. I don't remember if it had a blade. I think it was this guy right here, the smaller one. Let's see, who's the cheapest probably I got. Yeah, $20. Genuine Gurkha Kukri. Used with devastating effectiveness by the famous Gurkhas of Nepal at the siege of Delhi in 1857. Now, what book is going to give you history like that, man? Really? What catalog is throwing history at you like that on a knife? Just a random knife in their catalog. That's, like I said, one of these things was interested about this book. That's why it took me a while to read these things, because it was educational here. In the trenches of World War France, throughout the New Guinea jungle in World War II, with a distinction in Falkland Islands, the 12-inch blade is an impressive 1/4 inch thick with deep grooves and traditional religious notch. See, that's why a lot of people are saying, I don't know what this notch is for. It's a religious thing with them. They'll tell you right here, it's religious. All right. This hand-forged high-carbon steel blade takes a good sharp edge. How long it lasts? We're not mentioning that. Scale tang. Traditional native hardwood handle. Standard metal butt plate. Overall length 17 inches. Weight 1 pound 6 ounces. I put this thing... You talk about knife abuse. Now, I did do a Joe X type of thing where I intentionally tried to snap the blade off and everything. But I did everything else with it. I abused the hell out of it. I threw it at trees. I used it for tending coals with fire still lit. You know, you're not worried about blade temper, you know, changing it. So you can dig around in coals. If I wanted to, I could have fried an egg on the blade, you know. I mean, I never got that desperate, but still, you know. I remember these little... the little accessory blades as being very, very crude. The steel, I never put them on a land skier or anything, but the theory behind these were there was 2 little places they would fit in the sheath, and if you put them there, you wouldn't have to pull your knife out to do everything, your big knife. You would use these little ones for, you know, all the other little dinky things you would do. And if you need to do any hacking of limbs, you'd run down like that and scare the crap out of everybody because, geez, man, if you saw a bunch of these guys coming at you with their reputation, you wouldn't want to stick around. But look at these prices, man. $17.95. Temporary overstock. Assam Rifles Kukri. Genuine military issue the Gurkha Regiment Indra. Director from current government contract comes with a copy of the 8-page government contract, the ordnance drawing, ordnance, drawing, and spec sheet. Also comes with accessory knives and the regulation sheath. $17.95. You couldn't have lost your money, any money with those things. Giant ceremonial. I was gonna get that one. That's the one that you see them like beheading animals and stuff like that with. I was gonna get that one, but I never did. Beheads water buffaloes with a single stroke and traditional Gurkha sacred ceremony. Very scarce. Only one issue to each Gurkha regiment in India. Specially carved in native hardwood handle. What? $59.95. Me and Danny Dinah could make some deals on this one here. If he had these things. 5 is a staggering 3/8 inch thick. More than 2.5 feet long. Weighs 4 pounds 6 ounces. Wow. Made by the government contractor for Kukris. The Shira. This is the beheading ceremony brings good luck to the Gurkha regiment and bad luck to the water buffalo. It's good luck for us. It's bad luck for you. It's bad luck for you. Pin dagger. I used to have one of these. I got, like that Rough Rider kind of thing, version of that. It didn't cost as much, but it's made in China. This one was probably made in Pakistan, I would guess. Oh, manufactured in Taiwan. See, they don't BS you in here. They don't try to sugarcoat it, hide it. Made in America of foreign parts. No, they tell you right here, straight up. This is back when you could kind of believe what you were reading and seeing, you know. You can apply strong downward pressure for scoring or scrubbing wood, cardboard, metal, etc. Serves well as an ice pick. Its quick draw availability makes it the knife you'll grab soonest for everyday cutting or scraping functions. Sometimes this pointy here on the end, right here, digs into your hand. They don't tell you that. You have to grip it just right for it to... It's not the best tool for everything, but yeah, you could use it for that. Firm friction fit keeps a blade out of the way until you need it. Use it to retract a pin. Simply twist the handle. Beautiful black and gold finish, 5.5 long. 1 ounce, manufactured in Taiwan, $7.95. That's not bad. I still got one of these. Looks exactly like that. AccuSharp. They're kind of rough on blades, as we all know. But anyway. Amazon knives. All right, here we got some more weird crap going on. Perhaps the most unusual knives we've ever offered in this catalog. Oh, really? Because they've offered some unusual stuff. These are startling to look at. Coiled Cobras. Oh, man. Skip. I'm sorry, Skip. This is 1993. I know Skip's going to be watching Tobias's video, and he's going to look at that and I want one of those for the Volcano Club. Yeah. I know, it'd be perfect, man. It'd be perfect. This. Right over the bar, man. All right, anyways, let's go. They're handmade by the Peru Indian tribe in Brazil. Farming and making these knives are this tribe's main source of livelihood. They're probably gone now. The Peru trade for first quality high carbon steel blades made by Tramontina. They make the machetes. Got one of those. Brazil's largest knife company, so they're making from that steel. High carbon steel blades are joined to the hand-sculpted handles and sheaths. Then they decorate them in honor of their own traditions. The faces and animals represent various spirits the Peru believe in. Working with resin mixed with crushed bone. Who's crushed bone? The last guy to ask that question. They create a knife handle and sheath full of mystery. Yeah, like whose bone did they crush? And let's see, full of mystery. I got lost after mystery and vivid expression. No two are exactly alike. Wow, that is great, man. The large one is $70, and the small one is $33.95. Yeah, if you would double the price for like nowadays and everything, they probably wouldn't be able to compete. If they were asking, you know, like $160 for one of these, because it's as good as it looks, you know, with all the Cobras and everything going on this sheath, the feathers, the Cobras, an angry guy, and somebody's crushed bone in there. Yeah, see, you're just deep cut machetes from Brazil. How far are we going here? We got 30 minutes that we were into this. I'll try to get through this in an hour, but you see, I get bogged down, man, because I like to read what's going on with these machetes and everything. See? Tramontina. No nonsense machetes with high carbon steel blades. That's one of the things I learned in that military survival knife thing that was linking in a post where this one guy went in there and did a rundown. He said the original military survival knives were overbuilt. You know how the military is, they over-contract stuff. You know, it's got to have this and this and this. And they're saying what you need basically is a machete. We can make a machete, Collins, you know. So we can make a machete for you. It'll do what you need. That costs a lot less money than what you're getting charged for that stuff. Look here, copper wire handle machete. Right there, $7.95. $6.95 for a regular 18. Here's a bolo machete right here, man. African pattern machete. Pattern after the African panga. Panga. Commonly, panga, I always call it panga. Commonly used as both a jungle knife and a weapon. The blade is 20 inches in length and widens to a full 3 inches, yet weighs only 1.5 pounds, capable of doing strong, deep cut, and can easily trim brush and small trees. $8.25. Canvas sheath for only $3.65. Extra long machete, the longest we've ever seen. This powerful 28-inch blade machete. Wow, that is a long one. Has the extra reach to make your work mighty productive. You get I don't know, the advantage of a machete is the ability not only to slash, but to recover from that slash too, because of the light weight. You know, when you go forward, if you've got a big heavy blade or a long blade, it's going to take you, in the end of the day, it'd be interesting to see if you gave somebody a standard 18 or whatever inch machete, and then you gave somebody this monster here, 1 pound 10 ounces versus 1 pound 2 ounces. The weight isn't that much different, it looks like. Don't say you give them a panga. We'll have this guy in a panga. 1 pound, 1.5 pounds. Yeah, they're about the same in weight. So I was thinking of the weight of them, this thing would be too heavy, but they kept it like a machete in weight. Very efficient for clearing out large areas of undergrowth. Black plastic handle, $9.25. Sword letter openers. Now you know these are not going to be sharp. These are just $4.20 stainless steel. See, it's tempered. It says it's full tempered. Full tempered and beveled like a full-size sword. They just don't have an edge on them usually on these things. They're just for opening letters. Basically, they tear them open. I hate that. I'd rather have them have a nice... If they got enough edge where they tear the paper cleanly, fine. All right. Along the trail, the ultimate hat, $29.95. Trooper Super Light. Trooper Super. Gives you 3-way lighting, fluorescent light area, blinker light for emergency, 24, takes 4 AA batteries. Lights have evolved quite a bit. Super bright Krypton spotlight. Yep, they were making a big deal out of that. Instead of using regular gas, they use some kind of like Krypton gas inside the bulb, and it's still incandescent, but they could run it at a higher temperature, brighter, luminous. I don't know. A lot of that I think was hype, everything, but I believed it. I put all kinds of Krypton bulbs in my mag lights and stuff like that. As we follow the trade shows, we often find great products that we know many customers would like. In our last catalog, we offered a few of these items, and the response was outstanding. So we took some extra time on recent buys to search for some junk. I mean, some good quality, good value, non-knife products that were unusual and fun. See, they're into fun also back then. We hope you enjoy the sights in our path of our expanded 7-page along the trail section. All right, so this is going to be non-knife stuff. Shoulder holster for carrying a non-knife. Okay. What the hell? Look at that. Man, now the problem with that is you might as well have, you know, what they're trying to represent, because that's what the police are going to think you got in your hands. It's got front and rear sights. It's got a barrel. And they ain't going to wait to see if it's just gas coming out of there. Pepper gas takes only 3 seconds to disable an attacker, even one under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Yeah, that's 1993 drugs, dude. You got to wake up, man. We got much more effective ones nowadays, and pepper spray don't always work on people like that. Tested and approved by the FBI and the Drug Enforcement Agency, these shopper-looking devices are long-lasting and far better than any we've seen. Okay, so you got little pin dispenser ones and everything else. Quartz halogen spotlight. Ooh, 250,000 candle power. See, they jump between candle power, lumens, and all this other stuff. You got to watch out if you're comparing apples to apples and oranges to oranges. But halogen is usually a pretty bright light. It usually generates a lot of heat, too. They got it on a 12-volt socket here. Yeah, they'll generate quite a bit of heat. But if you're doing like what he's doing, see, this is what you had to do. You didn't have a lot of portable, authentic bolas. When you feel the tough, sinewy leather of these bolas, you can almost see the South American cowboy, the gaucho, whipping this weapon over his head. When thrown at an animal, the bolas rip up around and tangle in the prey and traps it. We're excited to find this authentic bolas for our Along the Trail section. It's not an ornamental model. It's meant for skilled hands. This bolas is handcrafted in Argentina, where the gaucho forged his legend on the pampas. Cords are 31 inches long, weight 1 pound, 3¼ inches long. Look at that. Those do look authentic there. All right, we're going to get some more here. Slingshots, $14.95. You can get those a lot cheaper at Walmart. They look almost identical to that right now. Water balloon sling with 2 babes and some guy. It's going to cost you $19.95. Package of balloons cost you $4.95. What do we got here? Oh, this used to do these. We had a plastic one when I was a kid. It was for you. He's throwing Ritz crackers. The Ritz rocket. Now every shooter can enjoy the sport of moving targets. This device hurls a Ritz cracker. That's right, a Ritz cracker up to 60 yards and challenging the best shooters. The target thrower is easy and fun to use. You can throw doubles or singles. These round Ritz crackers are made for this. Perfect for backyard shooting in a 22 long rifle smooth bore. Yeah, they failed to tell everybody that 22 LR smooth bore means you're going to use rat shot in it and not a regular 22 long rifle in your backyard because of the danger, where the bullet goes. It's equally at home in a trap or skeet field. Inexpensive, our feather friends. Take care of cleanup missed and broken targets. Oh yeah, you don't have to clean up your targets. The birds will eat it. 17 inches long. Ritz is a trademark of Nabisco Inc. 2 legends of the knife industry pass on. Okay, let's see what happened in 1993. Almar. Wow, I didn't know that. 1993. Years ago, he published Japanese manufacturers to help improve their quality of their top production grade. Became known as the Almar grade. He helped many in our industry get started and solve production problems. He was one of the nicest guys in the world. Harvey McInboy was Mr. Throwing Knife to us and countless others. He started producing his specialty throwing knives by hand in the 1930s. Later on, he helped build knife throwing as a sport. Last year, he was inducted into the Cutlery Hall of Fame. As we make our rounds on the knife and trade shows this year, we'll miss these two fine gentlemen. Wow. Red Ryder BB gun. You're going to put an eye out with that. When we were kids, Red Ryder and Little Beaver were our heroes. The BB gun was the finest thing imaginable to have one in your hands after school, especially after the school bully had body. Oh, no, they don't have that in there. All day Saturday while chasing imaginary or real rustlers. Was the apex so fun? The great American classic, a terrific way to teach young people how to shoot properly. It's got a smooth bore, steel barrel, and lever cocking spring or air action. Stock on the form is walnut. This 650-shot repeater has a 195-yard range. Includes a cross-bolt trigger safety, saddle ring with a leather thong, and adjustable rear sight, $42.95. Package of 2,000 BBs, $3.95. What does Red Ryder say? Red Ryder gun is great for young people who want to learn how to shoot at things that they're not supposed to shoot at. Really, they're fine guns if they got like adult supervision and everything, but basically, they told me not to do a lot of stuff and then let me go. Don't shoot at this, don't shoot at that. You want to do this and that. And then I was on my own, and yeah, I shot all kinds of things. I killed a lot of birds. I broke glass. I didn't watch my backdrop a lot of times. I had ricochets. One shot, my friend was walking up. I was trying to shoot a bird. I was hiding underneath the tree, and I was going to shoot a sparrow. And I had lured him in to within range, and I was going to pop him. And my buddy was coming up, and I was trying to wave him off. Go away, go away. And so I was going to shoot in front of him, like, hey, go away. I got this bird here. And when I did, it ricocheted and hit him right in the stomach. It didn't penetrate, or anything else. But he fell over, made a big dramatic thing out of it, and threatened to tell his parents and all this other stuff. Yeah, that's when I learned about ricochets and BBs and bird hunting. All right, Bubba gun. All right, here you got a Bubba gun. With these repeat shot rubber band guns were available when we were kids. They were neat wooden guns that fire rubber bands several times without reloading it. Your sisters and anything else. The cat, the dog. The whole fun is with rubber bands. They create a pop sound when the trigger is pulled. You couldn't get away with stuff like this nowadays, man. If you even do like this in any situation, it's considered a violent threat. When before, that's how we played as kids. Really, look it up, man. This is history. Again, YouTube. I wasn't threatening anybody. See this? It's a finger gun. All right, pow pow. But yeah, now that's you can get kicked out of school, banned for stuff like that if you do that nowadays. That's a big no. Boomerang. All right, this is a little easier to throw boomerang because it's got 3 handles on it. But tri-fly. All right, let's get out of this stuff because we're going too slow. All right, here again, Skip. Here's some more good pub signs you could have in your pub. Old Fisherman's Social Club. Honest to God truth. Fish stories told here. Gundog Pub. Hunting stories told every night. Good friends, good times, and good dogs. Please, no dogs allowed in the bar. What is that, the bar? Stools. No dogs allowed in the bar stools. Hunting stories told here, Old Hunters Social Club. No stories retold. Right. Oh, I could have read it down here again, you idiot. Please, no dogs allowed on the bar stool. Yeah, those are good, man. I'd take any one of those. How much do they want for them? Well, come on, what's the price? $95. Man. I think you could just like hand print that in chalk a little bit, you know, Skip. Save a little bit more money. Get the green chalkboard. See, it's already green back here. Hand draw your own stuff, and then just write that over it and below it. And you save yourself $95. I'm just saying. You're welcome. Save your money. I'm always thinking about my friends in the knife world, you know, how to help them out. Wildlife silhouette mobiles. Well, those are kind of cool. You grow your kids up, you know, like, you're going to be a sportsman when you grow up. I'm telling you, kid. You're not going to be woke. The only woke you're going to think, when you wake up, you're going to see sharks swimming above you and think, oh my God, they're trying to kill me. Oh, it's trout. Or deer. You could have deer floating above you. Or a knife. No, maybe that's... Yeah, that's just their page number. Knives tangled. The sword of Damocles hanging over your crib. Well, let me tell you how I got into the knife world. When I was a baby, I saw knives hanging over my crib, and I thought, I'm scared. And the parents, every time I would cry, they would just shake that and say, how strong do you think this string is? You know, these things could fall on you. Now, shut up. Yeah. All right, we don't want to go down there. All right, send more photos of the knives you make. All right. Okay. Deadline for consideration is June 30th, 1993, so you better hurry up and go back in time for that. Wildlife sculptures. Yeah, those are not bad. Look at that. That's not bad. Ooh, a little bit much for me. Sorry. Who is this? The life work of such an artist as Charles Earnhardt, one of the best-known wildlife sculptors for 20 years. Yep, sorry, I can't afford that, Mr. Earnhardt. Turquoise necklace. Now, they sold a lot of these in New Mexico. $23. That is, man, these are good deals right here. Too bad it's